Remaining 5 people linked to the chaos on the Block Island ferry face the judge today in South Kingstown. Trent Manning, Abdou Njie, and Daevon Silva are facing disorderly conduct charges. Chevon Towns is facing a weapons charge, but police say he is not linked to the actual fight. But authorities who searched him found a knife on him. A 5th person, Cassandra Laurie, is charged with obstruction of a police officer and for the first time tonight is publicly sharing her side of the story. 12 News reporter Sheena Loshuto has that interview. She breaks it down what the defendant had to say. Sheena?
Well, Mike, Cassandra was happy to talk to me to tell me her perspective of the night. She tells me she was in the wrong place at the wrong time when a ferry employee falsely accused her. Cassandra Laurie, one of the 7 people facing charges in connection to that chaotic August 8th Block Island ferry ride, says police have it all wrong.
I went there to network and meet different people.
Working in the entertainment scene, she says she was taking the opportunity to connect with musicians and DJs at Reggae Fest. On the way home from the island, Laurie says she was on the top floor of the ferry when she first noticed trouble, eventually spotting someone with a cut on their face.
I went down to the bottom floor because I was like, I want to be one of the first ones to get off this boat.
That's when she says she was met with this, authorities jumping on the boat. Then she tells us a ferry employee told police there was a knife on her.
One witness advised Sergeant Emerald that they observed a male subject hand Miss Laurie a shank and that has stated that she threw the item overboard when the police boarded the vessel.
Something she denies, stating police even searched her, eventually taking her away in cuffs.
I'm an innocent bystander, just like everyone else, just like the guy that was walking off the boat right next to me. Why didn't they detain him?
Laurie has pled not guilty after being charged with obstructing a police officer, which she says stems from not being able to answer any questions that night.
I couldn't tell them anything. I didn't have anything to tell them.
Laurie maintained she was nowhere near the fight and looks forward to proving her innocence in court. While the officer in court today says witnesses identified her as someone who was involved.
Where is the proof? I have my own proof.
Now, as you saw in our video, Laurie was briefly cuffed in court today for being a bail violator, but obviously she was able to walk out and talk to us. She tells us she has another court date coming up in just a few weeks. Reporting live in Providence tonight, I'm Sheena Loshuto, 12 News.
Meantime, we're hearing from one of the suspects arrested following a fight on the Block Island ferry.
And state lawmakers say she thinks the state needs to take more control over security on the ferry and the island itself. 12 News reporter Sheena Loshuto joins us now live from Providence with both angles. Sheena?
Well, I spoke with Cassandra Laurie today. She is facing charges in this case, but she says she's innocent and police have it all wrong. 5 people face a judge in connection to the recent chaos on the Block Island ferry. On the top, from left to right, Trent Manning and Daevon Silva. On the bottom, Abdou Njie and Chevon Towns. The 5th person, Cassandra Laurie, sharing their side of the story after leaving court this afternoon.
I'm an innocent bystander.
Laurie's being charged with obstruction of a police officer, telling 12 News she was never even near the fight when it broke out. Instead, saying she was singled out by a ferry employee as authorities started to get aboard the vessel, later being put in handcuffs.
Said to the cops that I had a knife and I threw it, which I had no knife on me at all.
The other defendants are facing charges such as disorderly conduct. However, investigators say Towns, pictured here, was not linked to the fight, but police still found a knife on him.
He was taken to custody, transported to the Wickford Barracks.
The people arraigned today follow another 3 defendants who faced a judge last week. In total, 7 people were arrested in connection to that August 8th ferry ride. Then a separate person was arrested for a fight at Ballard's on the same day.
The Ballard's brawl and the fiasco on the ferry put people in danger.
State Representative and Deputy House Speaker Charlene Lima says lawmakers should push for the state to have more control on both the island and the ferry.
Ensure they have enough on hand when they're going to have one of these large venues to assist the other personnel that are there and to have them on the ferry to prevent future situations like this.
Now, Giona Pacheco, the person trying to take Rep. Lima's seat in the House in the upcoming election, says Cranston needs someone that's focused on their own community. Meanwhile, we tried reaching the Block Island ferry in response to Rep. Lima's statement, but at this point right now, we still haven't heard back. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Sheena Loshuto, 12 News.